Hey guys, welcome back. It's Ron. I got another video for you. Now, this has to do with the Francis Scott Key Bridge and the motor vessel Dolly. Now, the video we've all seen this video where it shows the Dolly coming into the view of the bridge. Now, I've heard a lot of different conspiracy theories. You know, people are saying it was a cyber attack. I believe that we ought to just step back and let the evidence eventually come out exactly what happened. I watched one video on Twitter where a guy said, well, where was the tugboats? Well, it's going to be explained in here. There's a great channel, What's Happening in Shipping on YouTube, and he explains exactly there was tugs in use. And some people say, well, it wasn't in the channel. Well, it was in the channel originally. But we're going to go ahead and start looking at the video so you can see exactly what's going on and get your own determination on your own outcome of what happened. Me personally, I don't think it was a cyber attack, but you make the decision. So let's go ahead and start looking at the video. So if you look at this perspective, it's not true because it looks like the vessel is already out of the channel and is heading directly toward the bridge, when actually it's still in the channel at this point. You've seen the lights going on and off. Now the smoke is actually what happened is, and you're going to hear an engineer from Twitter. He actually works on these type of ships where he explains that the diesel engine came back online and the bellow of smoke was them reversing. And then it makes impact.
It's there. This is a cyber attack
Now this is
on a
from War
critical
Room. This is
infrastructure
Laura
corridor for the
Loken.
United States. This is, for those people who think this is just a river, this is in Baltimore, what does this matter? You don't know anything about what you're talking about. The I-94 corridor on the
This
eastern
I-95
seaboard
corridor.
is.
Hey, what's going on with shipping? So a quick update here. Want to show you the video of the track line of MV Dolly as
Now
it
this is
leaves the
true
berth
data
here
that
at the port
he
of
had
Baltimore.
gotten
So here is Dolly. There will
saying
be two tugs, Bridget and Eric McAllister, that are going to come in and take the ship off the berth. You see its track line here as it heads out. I'm going to go ahead and let this play. I've got it sped up here a little bit so that you'll be able to see it go here a little bit faster than normal. Two tugs come in and they get the vessel off, and the ship is going to head out into the track here. I'm going to pause it right here, and we're going to go ahead and reset here. Dolly's coming down her
this is
track
a great
just as you
explanation
expect. The
of what
two
actually
tugs
happened.
leave her, not unusual. We see that happen all the time. She is in the channel now. This channel can be used for two ships at a time, but they usually like to just do one. And so you see one ship. She is a little bit on the left side of the lane, just a little bit off center, but that is fine. She's doing about speeding up here to about 7-8 knots. Going to go ahead and readjust. So here is the key bridge right here. And this is where I want to kind of get this coincided with what's going on. All right, on the left is marine traffic. On the right is the live feed that we have from the Port of Baltimore. Okay, I tried to sync this up the best I could. The videos are not running at exactly the same moment. But this is the moment that we see Dolly lose power. She goes dark in the video up here. She is
And this is
out
explaining the
without
same
power at this
thing by
time.
the
You see
engineer
the
you're going to
vessel
see
is
coming up.
progressing right here at about 8.5 knots. And she's heading for the key bridge at this moment. And again, one of the things that we're not sure about here is what is causing the power outage on the vessel. Is it mechanical? Is it computer? Is it fuel? We just don't know. But the ship goes completely dark. And let me be clear, the worst feeling ever on a ship is to lose power. Everything gets quiet. Silence is the enemy on a ship. That means everything has gone wrong. So here we see the vessel coming out. It had just come from the Secret terminal, which you can see right behind it. Secret, she was actually up on this berth right over here where the cranes are, just underneath the center part of the bridge. and she's coming down. So she's still progressing down. She's doing about 8.5 knots at this point, and she is coming down the channel. Now, I got this playing at basically real time. We're going to go ahead and speed it up here in a minute, but I want to get to the point where she will get her power back on. And as she progresses, we'll see the lights come back on with the vessel. Now, at this moment, there's a big question about whether or not the ship has rudder control. This is the key thing. If the ship does not have rudder control, then the ship is careening out of control. There's nothing you can do. The ship would have an anchor ready to drop. You would have a crew up on the bow, but the question is that crew still there? Are they standing by? They should be in place until they get out past the bridge and the channel. There is a Maryland Bay pilot on board advising the ship's master. Right at this moment, hopefully, they're calling out issues on Channel 16 and the other hailing channels
Right
that they'll
now,
be using
it looks
to
like
tell
they're
them to
headed
be aware.
directly
They will have
toward the
portable
pylon
radio,
on
so
the
they don't need
bridge.
the ship's radio. Here you see the power come back on the vessel. So now Dolly has power back on. She is starting to drift. If you look at marine traffic here, she is starting to drift toward the south side of the channel at this point. So she is beginning her movement. Remember, this is a vessel that is about 100,000
Into the chart on the
tons,
left.
so a substantial size vessel. It will have a lot of momentum on her, and if they had lost power, then the rudder would not be answering. So wherever that rudder was, even if the rudder was dead center, it's not providing any maneuverability because you have torque from the propeller. The propeller is going to want to twist the ship. Now we're seeing smoke belching out of the ship. Here's the smoke coming out. What we tend to think is this is the ship starting to back down. They will try to get way off the ship. And that's going to be an indication we're going to see here if the ship begins to slow down. So I got it running now. It's a little bit off sync. It's just not quite timed in exactly. We're lagging behind on the video. But what you do see is the ship is starting to lose way. It's starting to come off. It's down to 7.6 knots. Now the ship is coming out of the channel at this point and still has a lot of way on. That could be just a little bit of loss there by maneuverability. We know she drops her port anchor. We just don't know when she drops the port anchor. And again, more black smoke coming.
Okay, so the first bit
Now,
of
this
smoke
guy's
was
an
probably the
engineer.
emergency generator firing up. So when it comes online, it assumes full load immediately. So when it goes to full load, it smokes like a bastard. Okay, second bit of smoke was the main engine. I'm assuming they went and crashed astern, full astern, in panic mode. Was too late. Even in full astern, these kind of ships can take almost a mile to stop. So really didn't do anything, maybe slowed it a little bit. Okay, the reason the ship turned, there's a lot of possibilities. Some said they dropped the anchor. If it's a starboard anchor they dropped, that could cause it to take a right-hand turn. I thought it maybe was a stored command. During the blackout period, if someone has moved the helm and then the emergency generator comes on and starts the steering gear pump, then it will exercise or execute that stored command and turn the rudder over. Also, if the rudder is in float and full astern, it could have moved.
Now, again, these are different perspectives of people who are actually in the shipping industry. You know, if you go to What's Happening Shipping on YouTube, this guy's got some great information about shipping worldwide. And this gentleman here, he's an engineer who has been on these types of ships, and he understands the mechanics as for what's going on. Anyway, guys, make sure you like and subscribe, hit the notification button, and you make your own determination on what's happened in Baltimore. And I will see you on the next one.